time to go all the way from Washington down to the Sunshine State, see what's happening in Florida, and I have something to tell my sister when we get started.
It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.
Joining us is our Florida-based correspondent, my sister Miranda. You asked before we started recording if you looked okay, and I said yes, but I lied because that's the ugliest shirt I've ever seen.
Enough, I like it.
It's hideous.
Oh.
It's like a 70s bowling shirt.
I think it kind of looks like when you're looking at those like maps that show like the topography, where it's like the height and depth of a mountain or a lake. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're so pretty you can pull it off, but on me, I can't even begin. Anyway, we're boring people who only listen to the podcast.
Okay.
One of my biggest annoyances in Washington State is like they want to basically just toll every road. Like if you're in a car, they're tolling you, and tolls here are just excessive in my opinion. Well, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is trying to help out Floridians on the cost of tolls. Tell us about it.
He is. He just signed a bill into legislation that'll go into effect the beginning of this coming year. So January 1st of 2023. Anybody who is a consistent commuter on Florida roads, which is pretty much all of us, are going to get up to a 50% relief on our tolls coming into the next year, which is pretty significant because we're the same. We're tolled to death down here. We don't have state tax, so I think that plays a big role into like why there are so many toll roads, but it gets expensive. I myself pay like anywhere between $400 and $500 a month on tolls, and that's just being probably generous to them and not me. But yeah, it'll be nice to see a little bit of a break on that. And it's for anybody that's using the Sun Pass or the Easy Pass. I'm not sure what you guys call your passes up there. So it's going to be directly like to help out anybody that's like working in Florida, commutes all the time, and not really for helping out anybody that's paying at the tolls or tourists that are renting vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so you've got to have like a Sun Pass. So obviously if you're from out of state, you're not going to have one of those in your vehicle. And so you're just going to get a full toll. And then I'm assuming they have something to differentiate like a rental vehicle in Florida that's got one of those. So I like this, and it's just temporary, but it's a nice way to help people out.
Yeah, it really is. It's a huge expense. I mean, some people are paying more on their tolls than they are on a car payment or an insurance payment. And that's painful to deal with every month when you're just trying to like work and collect your money.
Yeah, it really adds up. Another follow-up to a DeSantis story we had talked about, he was trying to get creative to help with the state's teacher shortage, which states across the country are dealing with a teacher shortage. And so this is like several months ago, I think we discussed on Florida Report. He was basically trying to streamline the process for veterans to be able to teach, making it a little bit easier, fewer hoops for them to jump through. And now we're learning from the Military Times that not a lot of veterans have taken him up on that.
Yeah, well, a lot actually kind of did. I think they had over 500 applicants.
Okay.
But out of those 500 applicants, they've only placed 7 of those people into teaching jobs throughout the state, which is a very low number considering I think they were expecting this to kind of be something to help fill the gaps in. But I think it also maybe proves on a positive note that they're not just giving these jobs to anybody, like they actually have some sort of vetting process that kind of narrowed it pretty far down. And it's not just military vets, it's also any first responders or military family spouses, things like that are also eligible for this program too. So I think they're going to keep doing it. They're going to leave it open. I don't think it's going to solve the problem. I think the only way you can solve the teaching issues is by paying them more money. But that's a whole different conversation.
So is that the reason for the discrepancy between like 500 signed up for it and only 7, you said, right, got placed?
Yeah, only 7 got placed.
Is the discrepancy there just that, 493 of them didn't meet other qualifications or didn't follow through on the process?
I think it was a combination of things. When you read through the article, it kind of talks about how some people didn't meet all the qualifications. Some people couldn't relocate to the areas that actually needed the assistance. I think there was a lot of factors that went into that, but it definitely helped out 7 military families. I kind of looked at this from both angles, like, okay, you're going to help solve this teacher shortage, which is great, but also military families, first responder families, spouses, they also are given an opportunity here to take advantage of that. And even if it's only 7, it's still 7 families that are getting additional income and 7 teaching positions that now students are going to have a teacher for. So it's a small win, but I hope that maybe they can figure out why so many people didn't, meet those qualifications and find a way around that, because it would have been nice to fill 500 teaching positions and not just 7.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you said, you want to make sure people are qualified if they can't move there, like that's a thing. But you're right. I mean, it's 7 more than otherwise had they not gotten creative in that way. And so I like the creativity. I don't think you often find the government creativity. And so I do appreciate it. Let's end with kind of a fun one. So there is a literal Grinch on the streets of Florida.
Yep. Down, if you happen to be speeding through a school zone in Marathon Key, down in the Florida Keys, you could get pulled over by the Grinch. And instead of getting a speeding ticket, he's going to give you a stinky onion to sit in your car to teach you a lesson. It is actually a sheriff's deputy that is playing the role of the Grinch, and just kind of lightheartedly reminding people that it is really extremely dangerous to speed, let alone speed through a school zone when you have small children that are excited to leave school for the holidays or whatever have you. So just kind of a fun way to get people to pay attention when they're driving around during the season.
The photos of this are really funny, and I can't even imagine, because it's like the worst moment when you see that you're getting pulled over and you're like, shit. And then when you see like this fully dressed Grinch getting out of the patrol car, I just, the emotion must be hilarious. And I loved this quote from this deputy who said, "It catches them off guard, but when I give them a clear choice of a citation or the onion, they will take the onion. And I've had them eat the onion right in front of me." So I love it. It's memorable. I think it creates good bonds between the public and law enforcement, and it helps keep kids safe. So an all-around win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely is all around a good holiday story.
All right, Miranda. Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.